All right, how are you, sir?
I'm okay.
Good. You have the right to consult with an attorney before we arraign you here, and so what I'm going to do is place you into a Zoom room, into a breakout room with an attorney so that you can consult with them so they can make bond arguments for you when the time comes. So give me
Okay.
just a moment.
Uh,
Counsel, I need you guys to log in. I mean, I need you to join us from back there or a cell phone or something so that I can. Okay. I don't know who it would be. I have several people, defendants joining me through Zoom this morning, so I can't tell if it's not from the room. If you're joining me if they're. It's from the room. It's from the room. Okay, all right, they're not here yet then. Okay, thank you. And then we're gonna have several people who need to consult with counsel because they're joining us just by Zoom this morning. So I'll start sending them in to you guys. Stand by just one moment, sir. Are you Mr. Butler?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Stand by for me just a moment. I'm just waiting for the defense attorney to join me in the room, and then we'll get you going. All right?
Okay. All right.
Good morning, everyone. I can see I have Ms. Smith with me. Thank you. All right, Ms. Smith, I can see you. And then I have someone else who's joined me. It just says iPhone. I can just kind of see the top of your head. Your picture just disappeared. There you are. What is your name, please? Ma'am, all I can see is your eyes and your hair. Can you hear me? On the iPhone. Yeah, it's frozen. Good morning, ma'am, in the glasses and the face mask. There you are. What's your name, please?
Marquita Holmes.
Okay, Ms. Holmes, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, and then I have one more person with the iPhone with a white face mask. Looks like you're unfrozen now. Can you hear me? What's your name, please?
You talking to me, Marquita Holmes?
Okay, you are Marquita Holmes.
Yes, with the face mask.
Okay, who's in the glasses, please? You're muted. I need to know your name. I've got you, Ms. Smith. I've got Jasmine Smith. There, in the glasses. What's your name, please?
Can you?
I've got really bad sound quality. I can't hear what you're saying at this time. Try again for me, please. What's your name?
Can you, hello, can you hear me now?
I can hear, I believe, Ms. Holmes. Ms. Holmes is in the white face mask. Oh, I see. Okay, yes, I can hear you. What's your name, please? Nope, we still don't have good sound quality there. You want to go ahead and log out and log back in, ma'am? Because I can't hear anything coming from you. In the glass, I see someone in glasses with a blue face mask. I can't.
Yes. Right now, I'm trying to get somewhere to where I can get better location. I mean, better signal.
Okay. What's your name, please?
April Johnson.
Okay, Ms. Johnson. Okay, all right. So all of you who are on the screen with me right now are being arraigned today. You have the right to consult with an attorney before that occurs. You can see the attorney there in this suit jacket down at the bottom of the screen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start placing you. I'm going to put you each in a breakout room with him for just a few minutes so that he can develop any bond arguments he needs to make on your behalf. I'm going to start with Mr. Butler, who was here with me first. Mr. Butler, I'm now going to place you and counsel Mr. Reagan into a breakout room. So one moment, please.
All right.
Open all rooms and we're going to assign there and assign there. Okay, all right. Okay, for the rest of you, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to place you back into the waiting room. Please don't hang up. I know it takes a little while, but we need you to stay so that we can get these done today, okay? You know, I need to be able to arraign you, but I need you guys to just stand by. So I'm placing you back in the waiting room now. Now I can get DDC. Have you done DDC interviews?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, DDC.
Good morning, Judge Ramsey.
How are you this morning?
Fine, you?
Great, thanks. Looks like we're ready to go.
Okay, let's get our gas.
Hop.
Phil said you can bring him back to school.
Okay, great, thank you. Good morning, sir.
Sorry.
He told me to come in.
Who told you? Okay, what's your name? I was
John Frazier.
getting my paperwork ready. Hold on. Okay, come on, step aside. Next week I have to see so I can put them in order. Come on, Mr. Frazier, since you already stepped in front of the camera.
Good morning, what's your name, sir?
Two.
John Frazier.
Okay, Mr. Frazier. One moment, please. Okay, Mr. Frazier, this is case number 2005571-801. People of the state of Michigan versus John Frazier Council.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jessica Tribe on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Frazier, who waives formal reading and understands his constitutional rights and stands guilty.
All right, thank you. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Do you have an argument as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 26 years old, lifelong resident of Michigan, is employed at Chrysler. He's a current student at an automotive trades program. If is not assaulted, I'm respectfully asking for personal law.
Okay, thank you, counsel. One moment, please. It appears there may be a capias in this case. If so, then you're aware that I won't have the authority to change it because this is a felony charge. One moment, please. confused. One moment, please. Arraignment held. All right. Yep, this is a capias that was issued on a failure to appear for the probable cause conference on February 24th of 2020. There's a capias in the case of $10,000 cash. Because this is a felony and that capias was set by a judge, I do not have the authority to change it. It's currently scheduled before Judge King, and the next court date would be November 23rd. The only thing I can suggest, if you want to contact Judge King's chambers and see if they're willing to adjust this given the pandemic, I can put it back to the end, but at this point there's a $10,000 capias cash bond.
And we will make that call, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. DDC, can we please, I'm going to recall Mr. Frazier's case at the end because right now there's a capias on it. I want to see if Judge King wants to keep that capias.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Butler.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to get you in just 1 second, sir. Give me 1 moment.
Okay.
I'm going to put counsel back into a breakout room with someone else.
Okay.
Boy. Why are we doing this? 1 moment, please.
You take this to Jessica for me. Jessica, take it in the courtroom.
Oh, these are all done.
It makes me start over with the breakout rooms every time, which is really irritating. All right. And then we'll take Jasmine Smith. Okay. All right, Mr. Butler, do you have notes on Mr. Butler now? Okay, very good. Okay, Mr. Butler, this is case number 13061000401, People of the State of Michigan versus Juwan Butler, counsel.
On behalf of the defendant, Mr. Butler, who is formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
Thank you. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Do you have an argument as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 43 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Detroit. He has no prior criminal convictions. He was just hired at Concord Tool Manufacturing. He's not on probation or parole. He did graduate high school. Your Honor, he does have 2 children. Your Honor, I understand this is a child failure to pay child support case. My client did just get hired at Concord Tool Manufacturing, so in hopes of, being able to make the payments now. Your Honor, I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond if the court finds reason to do statute.
Was your client working prior to just getting the job?
I do not believe so, Your Honor, but I will ask Mr. Butler to confirm. Mr. Butler, were you working before you got hired at this new Concord Tool Manufacturing place?
No,
I
ma'am.
see you shaking your head, but the court will need a verbal response.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, this is a non-assaultive offense. Generally, under the statute, I would need to set bond in the amount of $6,813 cash, but I'm finding reason to deviate from the statute because it sounds like Mr. Butler was not working at the time, at least a portion of this support accrued. So for that reason, I'm issuing a personal bond in the amount of $6,813. Personal bond in that amount. Next court date will be January the 13th at 8:30 a.m. And of course, that is going to be that's going to be at the Circuit Court at Frank Murphy Hall of Justice because it's a child support case. I believe it's going to be in front of Judge Hathaway over there. All right, next court date, November 13th, 2021, personal bond. Thank you.
I'm sorry, January 13th or November?
January 13th. Yes, thank you. Okay, thank you, Division 3. Thank you, Mr. Butler.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay, DDC, sorry about that. I'm back on with you guys.
Okay, Your Honor. Hudson.
Hudson, come on, Hud. Step on the white line, first and last name. Scoot down, fellas. Yes, sir.
Never.
Say your name.
Edward Hudson.
Okay, Mr. Hudson. One moment, please. Ms. Smith, I'm putting you into a breakout room.
Okay.
Should be there already. One moment, please. This is really...
Okay.
Stand by, please, Mr. Hudson.
Yes, ma'am.
That's her right there.
Okay, they should both be in there at this point. All right. Why is it doing this? Okay, there's Ms. Smith. Okay, here we go. All right, good morning, Mr. Hudson. This is case number 2004582101, People of the State of Michigan versus Edward Wardell Hudson Counsel.
Justice Sheriff, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Hudson, who is from a reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands.
All right, thank you. The court knows formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Do you have an argument as to bond?
Mr. Chairman, my client is 54 years old, lifelong resident of Michigan. I believe he's only prior non-assaultive. He is a retired police officer, I believe. He did finish from college. He is on medication for high blood pressure. I don't believe he's dangerous to the community, Your Honor. This incident appears to be from 2018, but was not entered until 2020. When the defendant found out about this supposedly on November 14th, he turned himself in at 2 a.m. on November 16th, Your Honor. So I don't believe he's got flight risk, so I'm respectfully asking for a personal one.
Okay, thank you. Given what you've told me, I do not believe that Mr. Hudson is a flight risk or a danger to the community. This is non-assaultive and it is listed as a first offense. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $5,000 personal, $5,000 personal bond. Next court date, December 10th, 2020, December 10th, 2020, in front of Judge Bryant. No drinking during the terms of the bond or the pendency of the bond, no drinking. December 10th, 2020 is the pretrial in front of Judge Bryant. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
This way, man. Next man. What's up, how you want to say first and last name? Why they don't put them all in there like they used to?
Good morning. What's your name, sir?
My name is Norman Shepard.
Okay, Mr. Shepard. Let's see. Before I do your arraignment, you've missed court in a couple of traffic misdemeanor matters that I need to advise you of. When you miss court in those cases, the judges assigned to them, looks like there's just one actually, issued a warrant and set a bond. We're going to set that warrant aside today, so it's not following you around anymore, and you are going to get a personal bond on the ticket. You just need to make sure you get to your next court date. You have the right to remain silent. You're being recorded. Anything you say could be used against you in the future. You'll also have the right to an attorney on all future proceedings on this ticket, and if you can't afford an attorney, one will be provided for you on or before your next court date. This is ticket number Z801509. In this ticket, the government alleges that on September the 17th of 2012, in the area of Winthrop and Trojan, that you violated the city marijuana code. Your next court date on that ticket is December 15th. December 15th, 2020, in front of Judge Christopher Blount. December 15th, Judge Christopher Blount, you are getting a personal bond on this ticket, okay? Just make sure you get to that court date. Now, we will move on to, I'm sorry, I need to advise you that is a misdemeanor. That means technically the maximum possible penalty you face on that ticket is up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. It does not mean that that's how your case would end up. That's the maximum possible penalty for most misdemeanors in the state. I'm required to tell you that as a matter of law. This is relatively minor. Those maximums apply even to assaultive offenses. Okay, so don't let that scare you out of getting to court and getting it resolved with the help of an attorney. All right, now we'll move on to your other case, which is case number 17044944702, People of the State of Michigan versus Norman Deontay Shepard, counsel.
Justice Sheriff, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Shepard, who waits formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands here.
All right, thank you, counsel. The court knows formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I am noting, I'm looking at the complaint and noting that your client is charged only in count 2, which is which is a misdemeanor, actually. Possession of synthetic marijuana or controlled substance is Mr. Shepard's only charge in this case. I do note that that is non-assaultive. Do you have any other arguments as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor, he is 29 years old, lifelong resident of Michigan. I believe he's been employed at Chrysler. Your Honor, I don't, if this is not assault, and this incident appears to be from 2017, so I'm respectfully asking for a personal bond.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to set a personal bond in the amount of $1,000. Does not appear to me that the defendant is a flight risk or a danger to the community. Nothing in front of me that would suggest either of those things. All right, $1,000 personal bond. Next court date is December the 10th, 2020. December 10th, 2020. It's going to be in front, who's our judge on this one? Judge Bryant. We're going to be in front of Judge Bryant on this one on December the 10th. All right? All right. Thank you.
Sit on the bench right there.
Good morning. What's your name, please, sir?
Alejandro Martinez Torres.
Okay, Mr. Torres. Good morning. This is case number 1804432-901, People of the State of Michigan versus Lisandro Martinez Torres, counsel. Thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Do you have an argument as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 24 years old. Your Honor, he has no prior criminal convictions. He's employed as a truck driver. He's not on probation or parole. Your Honor, he understands criminal contact, which is a court issue. This incident appears to be from 2012, but it appears that the warrant wasn't signed until 2018, Your Honor. I'm not sure why. But I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond, although very serious. These are allegations.
Okay, thank you. Given the nature of the offense, they are non-assaultive in terms of what I can see in terms of assault upon at least a person. Again, I am noting, as you did, counsel, the age of the case dating back to 2012. Does not appear to me that this defendant is a danger to the community. There's no prior convictions in front of me, assaultive or otherwise, nor did it appear to me that he would be a flight risk, given that the date of the offense here is 2012 and we're still here in 2020. So for those reasons, I'm going to give a personal bond in the amount of $2,000. Thank you. Good luck to you getting it resolved, sir. Thank you.
A court date, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Next court date, December 10th. December 10th, 2020, in front of Judge Bryant. Thank you.
Thank you. Now you can step back.
Okay. All right. Good morning. What's your name, sir?
Marcini Jernigan.
All right, Mr. Jernigan. This is case number 2005-929-801. People of the State of Michigan versus Marcini Jernigan. Counsel.
Jessica Shao, on behalf of Mr. Jernigan, who is from our reading, understands the constitutional rights and stands.
Thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I do note that this is a non-assaultive offense. Do you have other arguments in terms of bond?
Yes, sir. My client 39, lifelong resident of Detroit, is a high school grad. Respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. He was employed, Your Honor, but he got laid off during the stand 7.
Okay, thank you. Given that he is a lifetime resident, I don't see anything that would suggest to me that he's a flight risk here. I don't have any prior convictions in front of me, assaultive or otherwise, so there's nothing that would cause me to believe he's a danger to the community. For those reasons, I'm going to provide Mr. Jernigan a personal bond in the amount of $2,500. $2,500 personal bond. Next court date, December the 8th, in front of Judge Giles. All right, thank you. Good luck to you, sir. 2,500 personal.
Up that way?
Counsel, would you mind checking to see if we're ready to put someone else in the breakout room? Oh, okay, thank you. Stand by, please. That's okay, thank you. All right, so let me get into the, just stand by 1 second, I'm working a breakout room. Okay, counsel, I'm gonna put you back in with someone else. Okay, 1 moment, please. I'm gonna open a new room.
Yeah.
Thank you for waiting, DDC. 1 moment, please. I've just got to get another breakout room open. Okay, oh, but I've got to admit.
She might be in the traffic. If she see you in the traffic, but she will.
Oh my goodness. Okay, going back into the attorney room. Room 1, iPhone.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Demetrius Blackwell, number 6, he has an attorney.
Okay, 1 moment, please.
He's,
What, just give me 1 second. Sorry, Madam Clerk. Just 1 second. I can't concentrate on too many things at once. Room 1. Okay. Sorry. Breakout rooms are not really working correctly. I'm having a issue there. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Ms. Smith, stand by 1 moment, please. I'm going to do DDC, and I'm sorry. Madam Clerk, go ahead.
he's at the phone hearing also, but he has a retained attorney.
Mr. Blackwell. Okay.
They'll log in as soon as they can. He's on another.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. At DDC, what's your name, please, sir?
Yeah, master.
Okay, Mr. Laster, this is case number 080-587-6901, People of the State of Michigan versus Darren Bernard Laster. Counsel.
Sir, for Sheriff, on behalf of defendant Mr. Lester, who is formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands due.
Thank you, counsel. The court notes that formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I do note that these are non-assaultive misdemeanor charges. Do you have other arguments as to bond?
Yes, sir. My client is 49 years old, lifelong resident of Detroit, no prior criminal convictions. He was employed at Blue Coal Matrix, did get his GED. He does have a child, lives with his girlfriend and child. Your Honor, this incident occurred for 2006, so it does have some age to it. I'm respectfully asking for a referral.
Okay, thank you. Correct, this is non-assaultive. The case has quite a bit of age to it. There's nothing in front of me that would suggest that Mr. Laster is a danger to the community, nor is there anything that would suggest that he's a flight risk given his lifetime residency and employment here. For those reasons, I'm setting a personal bond in the amount of $2,000. $2,000 personal bond. Next court date is December the 10th in front of Judge Bryant. Sir, during the course of the bond, no driving without a valid driver's license. Okay, I wish you good luck getting this resolved. Thank you. Counsel, do you have notes on Ms. Smith so that we can get her done? Thank you. All right, thank you. I'm looking for it. Here we are. Okay, we'll do DDC first. Okay, is this, you look familiar. What's your name, sir? At DDC?
John Fraser.
Mr. Frazier.
We haven't made the call yet, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. DDC, can you stand by for just a minute? I've got a couple of Zoom arraignments I need to do, and we're waiting to hear from Judge King on Mr. Frazier.
Okay,
Has someone made the call and we're waiting to hear back? Thank you.
She wants something else. Frazier, yeah.
Should have finished ours up. That's the last one.
They got a problem with
We-
Judge.
Yeah, we have, DDC, I've got 3 females and then I've got a couple of Zoom arraignments. I'm gonna try to do these Zoom ones real quickly while we hopefully hear from Judge King in just a minute. Otherwise, I'll have to keep the KPS bond in place. Okay, it's ready. Thank you. All right.
It's open.
Okay, you're ready on Ms. Smith? Okay, thank you. And any word on Mr. Frazier? Okay, thank you.
That say no bond, personal bond, no.
Where did my iPhone person go here? One moment, please.
Thank you.
Oh, good morning, sir. Yeah, I lost my person on the iPhone. One moment. Good morning, sir, on the iPhone. You can just nod your head. Are you Mr. Blackwell?
Put that side down.
Sir, on the iPhone, are you Mr. Blackwell?
I think the iPhone is my
Sir in the black t-shirt, are you Mr. Blackwell?
Yes, my volume was off, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry?
I said my sound was off, sir.
Yeah, that's no problem. Okay, I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room because you have retained counsel. Please stand by. Don't hang up, please. All right, and Counsel Reagan, I am going to now put you into the Zoom room. I'm sorry, a breakout room again. One moment, please. This is so ridiculous that I have to keep on doing this. Come on. Sign there, and we'll go to there. Okay. Okay, on Ms. Smith, here we go. This is case number 2004-556-001, People of the State of Michigan versus Marquita, I'm sorry, wait a minute, that's defendant 1, versus Jasmine Smith, counsel.
Justice Sharp, on behalf of Defendant Smith, who is formal reading, understands her constitutional rights and stands.
Thank you, counsel. The court knows formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Do you have an argument as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 23 years old, lifelong resident of Detroit, no prior criminal convictions, is unemployed right now due to the pandemic, is a high school grad, no problem with the no contact order, Your Honor. She does live alone. This incident appears to be back from September. I'm respectfully asking the court for approval.
Okay, thank you, counsel. So this is an assaultive charge, however, one moment, please. Where's my, one moment, please. What in the world? All right, it is an assaultive charge, but I am noting that it's a misdemeanor and it's got some age to it. So I don't see any prior convictions in front of me that would tell me that Ms. Smith is a danger to the community. I am looking to see whether there was any charge of a habitual enhancement. There was not. So there's nothing, no prior convictions that would tell me Ms. Smith is a danger to the community. From what you said, it also does not sound like she is a flight risk. She's managed to show up on the Zoom call with us this morning. Thank you for doing that. And so I'll trust that she will reappear for her next hearing in the same manner. In this case, I'm going to set a personal bond in the amount of $2,000, $2,000 personal bond. Next court date is going to be December the 10th, December the 10th of 2020. That's going to be in front of Judge, one moment. All right. $2,000 personal bond. This is going to be in front of Judge Bryant on December the 10th. And then there is a no contact order against Shariah Hampton and Alicia Kimbrough, Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith, I need to make sure you can hear me. This is important condition of the bond. You are to have no contact. Oh, thank you. No contact with Shariah Hampton or Alicia Kimbrough. Those are the complainants in this case. Those are the complainants in this case. That means you are not to have any verbal contact, any written contact, any contact through third parties or social media. Any attempted contact with them would be considered a violation of the conditions of your bond, okay? No contact. Personal bond. December 10th is your next court date in front of Judge Bryant. Thank you. Good luck getting it all resolved. It'll be at 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. by Zoom. All right,
Okay,
thank you. Thank you.
One more question, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Is it the same, Zoom ID number?
No, it's not the same Zoom ID number, and you may need to call the court to get that information, because usually they would give it to you at the DDC, at the detention center, but it's Judge Bryant, so you can probably call or look online and find the Zoom room number for Judge Bryant, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, bye-bye.
From 5 to 8 and 5.
So why do I still not have this? Would you check with Attorney Reagan and make sure he's got someone in the breakout room with him, because I can't tell from here.
It's from 5 to 8.
If it changes.
No, Your Honor, it's 5
Okay, one moment. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. And then, like, make sure they give me an update as soon as we have one on, okay, ma'am, I'm gonna put you in the breakout room with the attorney. Why she's not already in there, I do not understand.
Hello?
Hi, just stand by one moment. I need to get you into a breakout room with the attorney. It's giving me a little bit of a problem today.
Okay. Do you know about how long it'll be before I'm able to speak with someone?
I'm putting you in right now. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Thank
right
you.
now. Uh-huh.
Thank you.
What is going on here? Add a room. All right. Assign. And okay, you should be going into a breakout room with counsel right now.
Okay, where's they join? Yeah.
Yes, go ahead and join the breakout room. Thank you. Okay, that's what it is. They have to hit join. Okay, ma'am in the white face mask, what's your name, please?
Marquita.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Holmes, all right. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, Ms. Holmes, this is case number 2004556001. This is People of the State of Michigan versus Marquita Holmes. This is the same case, co-defendant in the case with Ms. Smith. And so I'm familiar with the facts, but counsel, go ahead. Do you wish to waive formal reading?
Yes, Your Honor. The chair will have Ms. Holmes waive formal reading of the statute of constitutional rights and standards.
Okay, thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I do note, as you previously stated, that while this is an assaultive case, it is charged as a misdemeanor, and there is quite a bit of age to it at this time, some age to it at least at this time. All right, do you have any other arguments as to bond?
One resident Detroit, 37 years old, employed at Great Star, is a high school grad, not on probation or parole. She has 2 children who live with her, so she's got community ties and family ties on her.
All right, thank you. Ms. Holmes, can you still hear me? I can't see you anymore.
Here we go.
Ms. Holmes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Just can't see her.
All right. Okay, thank you, counsel. Did you have anything else to add to your bond argument?
Your Honor, no, I do not.
Okay, thank you. All right, given Ms. Holmes's involvement is a little bit more than co-defendant Ms. Smith is alleged in the investigator's report, so I'm going to give a personal bond, but I'm going to set it higher in this case, $5,000 personal bond, $5,000 personal bond. There's no prior history in front of me that would suggest that Ms. Holmes is a danger to the community at large. And there does not appear to be a flight risk here. So for those reasons, I am giving a personal bond in the amount of $5,000. During the course of the bond, there is to be no contact, of course, no contact or attempted contact with Shariah Hampton or Alicia Kimbrough. That means no verbal contact, no written contact, no contact through third parties or social media, no attempted contact whatsoever. Any attempt at contact would be considered a violation of the conditions of the bond order. Next court date is going to be December the 10th. December the 10th, 2020, in front of Judge Bryant by Zoom at 8:30 a.m. All right, thank you. All right, ma'am, you've got a personal bond. Next court date, December 10th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Nasser. Which case are you here on, please?
I apologize, Judge. I'm here on Demetrius Blackwell, which is a walk-in, Judge.
Okay, thank you very much. I think Mr. Blackwell is the one that's still connecting right now. He's been here, so give me one moment. I just need to see him so I can make sure that I'm talking about the correct person. And then, counsel, any update on Ms. Frazier?
I'm still waiting on you.
Oh, Mr. Frazier, I'm sorry. Okay. And is Counsel Reagan, is he ready for another in the breakout room?
Finishing up in a breakout room.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello, sir. Is this Mr. Blackwell?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Who am I speaking with?
Hold on. You're speaking with Thomas Grillo.
Okay, Mr. Grillo, stand by. I need to get you into a breakout room with an attorney. Please stand by. I'm going to put you back in the, well, just stand by for a moment, please.
Okay.
All right. And so, Mr. Nasser, then I need to get you. Have you had a chance to talk with your client? You don't need to go into a breakout room with Mr. Blackwell. Is that correct?
Not at all, Judge. We're ready to.
Okay, great. Thank you. This is case number 2006172601, People of the State of Michigan versus Demetrius Blackwell. Counsel.
Yes. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning to your staff.
Good morning.
Most Honorable Court. Mohammed Nasser, P74485, is appearing on behalf of Mr. Blackwell. Mr. Blackwell, please identify yourself for this Honorable Court.
Yes, I'm here.
Please tell the judge your name.
Demetrius Blackwell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Defendant would waive the former reading stand mute. Humbly request the court to enter not guilty plea on his behalf.
All right, thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I do note that this is a non-assaultive offense. There is no prior history in front of me, assaultive or otherwise, which would cause me to believe that Mr. Blackwell is a danger to the community. Do you have any other arguments as to bond?
The only other argument I have, Judge, is actually this is an individual that we writted out. Mr. Blackwell's already posted a bond. That bond was determined by the Honorable Judge Kenneth King. That bond was 5,000, 10%, which we posted. I just asked for the continuance of that same bond.
Okay, thank you. One moment, please. All right, I'm sorry, Madam Clerk. I may need a new writ here. Continued. Okay, one moment, please. I just want to make sure this is written up in a way that reflects that the bond was already paid.
Thank you so much for your time, Judge.
Uh-huh. Okay, and then of course, during the terms of the bond, client is not to purchase or possess any firearms or other dangerous weapons as a condition of the bond. We're going to continue the $5,000 10% bond set by Judge King. Next court date is going to be November the 23rd, 8:30 a.m. And that will be in front of Judge Jones.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
And Judge, you did say November
Yes.
20th, correct? sorry, Judge, you did say November 20th, correct?
I'm sorry, let me have, the 23rd, November 23rd.
Thank you so much, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you, have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm sorry, Council, go ahead. Okay. Okay, sorry, one moment. I can't hear you. All right. Okay, Council, you are ready on who?
April Johnson.
April Johnson, okay.
And then I believe it's going into a breakout room.
Mr. Grillo, okay, all right, one moment, please. And then DDC, after I do Ms. Johnson, then I'll go ahead. We may have to just push Mr. Frazier to the afternoon if we're not hearing anything back, but just give me one moment, please.
I need Miss for these two.
That's some ways. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you. One moment, please.
We got Ms.
All right,
Johnson all together.
I'm sorry?
I said we got Ms. Johnson interviewed, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. She should be coming on back in now. And then I'm going to put you in with Mr. Grillo.
Okay.
I just need her to rejoin me here in the courtroom. They take a while to click on join. We don't have to count it down, folks. All right, I've got to wait until that room reopens so that I can get her in here, I guess. One moment, please. Basically have to be forced into the room. Come on. Okay. All right, we should have Ms. Johnson joining us now. Very good. I'm going to put you in with Mr. Grillo now.
I just started freaking out. Like, did I get this? Thank you.
Ms. Johnson, just stand by, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Grillo, please accept the invitation to join the breakout room so that you can confer with counsel. Did you hear me, Mr. Grillo? Okay. I'm putting you in a breakout room so you can speak with the attorney. Attorney Reagan, are you seeing the invitation?
No, I don't get it, Judge. You automatically just put me in. I can't accept anything here on the Polycon.
Oh, I think.
Okay, one moment, please.
I'm about to say, what happened?
One moment, please.
No.
Why is it doing this? Assign.
Oh, snap.
Oh my gosh. Stand by, please. This is annoying. All right, I'm trying to put you in again, but it's not really doing it in the same way it did before. I'm hoping it's going to work. Let's try it. There we go. All right, Mr. Grillo, please go ahead and accept the invitation to join. Thank you. All right, here we are. Ms. Johnson, thank you for your patience. This is case number 20045655301, People of the State of Michigan versus April Ann Johnson, counsel.
Justice Brown, on behalf of the defendant, Ms. Johnson, who believes formal reading understands her constitutional rights and stands.
Thank you. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Do you have an argument as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 34 years old. She's a lifelong resident of Detroit. She is employed at Chrysler. She did get her GED. She's not on probation or parole. So she's one hour fault of prior on. She does live with family relatives. She did get on Zoom on her own this morning on time, Your Honor, so do not believe she's at flight risk. It's from September, a little bit of each 2 hours, respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond that is not assaulted.
Okay, thank you. The court notes that this is a non-assaultive offense. I am concerned about the prior conviction, I will tell you, having been so close in time, 2019. And now we've got a high bat charge here. You know, those things are concerning to me. But, you know, I don't know that there's an overall danger to the community, although, you know, that really does cause me some concern. And, you know, I'm trying to figure out what to do about that. I don't think there's a flight risk here, given the job, given the residency here in the community, but I do have some concern about safety. What are your clients' work hours?
Ms. Johnson, what are your work hours?
I just switched to days. Right now, I just switched to a new plant. So right now, my work hours are 7 in the morning to 4 p.m., 3:30 p.m., 7 to 3.
Is that Monday through Friday?
Yes.
All right, thank you. One moment, please. All right, Ms. Johnson, I'm trying to determine whether or not I need to put you on a tether so that you're not out during time that you're not working. That's going to require you to come down and submit yourself somewhere so you can get fitted for a tether. And I don't want to have to do that. So, you know, because you've managed to appear here at the Zoom today, I'm going to trust that you'll appear for your next hearing, but there can be no drinking during the terms of no drinking at all. I mean, just, you know, no drinking during the terms of this bond. I'm giving you a personal bond, but I'm going to set it in the amount of $10,000. And that's because I want that adhered to. That means you don't have to pay any money today. But if you violate the condition of the bond, because you're caught drinking during the course of this bond while this case is pending, then you could find yourself in quite a bit of trouble and with some difficulty getting out of it. Just because you were drinking during the time that you were on out on bond here. So $10,000 personal bond, next court date December 10th, 2020, in front of Judge Bryant. All right, no drinking. Thank you.
Okay, what time? You said December the
8:30 a.m. It'll be 8:30 a.m. Judge Bryant by Zoom. Hold on one moment.
That was December the 10th.
December the 10th. It'll be a different Zoom number, so you'll need to look online or call to get the proper Zoom number, because I only have the one for this courtroom, and Judge Bryant will be in a different courtroom.
Okay, I think that's actually the number that they had gave me prior to. I just want to double check. I got the paper in my pocket, I believe.
Well, all right, but you'll need to call the court or look online, because I don't know it, so you telling me won't make a difference. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You said Judge Bryant. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. I need to try to tell DDC something about Mr. Frazier, because I'm just holding them on the line. DDC, do you have anybody over on the female side if I dial up over there?
Yes, ma'am, and 3 females.
Okay, but I don't want to disconnect from the men's because of Mr. Frazier. Can I go ahead and start female while?
Yes, ma'am, I'll need you.
Hold on.
Mr. Reagan was unable to make contact with Judge King's courtroom. So however the court wants to handle this, whether it's arraign and then if we have to recall in the afternoon.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Okay, DDC, I'm sorry. Can you still hear me over on the male side? Thank you. And it actually looks like, why do I have an attorney's card stapled to the front of Mr. Frazier's? Maybe that was from the previous, because this is a, all right. Okay, DDC, I'm going to go ahead and arraign Mr. Frazier. We may put him back on this afternoon if we're able to get his bond changed.
All right, Your Honor.
Thank you.
She said this afternoon.
No, but I'll go ahead and arraign him now. I'll arraign him now, and then if we need to recall him this afternoon, we'll do that, because he probably won't be going anywhere. Let me just check to see if he's going to time out here. He came in on what date? Where's the sheet? Do you know how long he's been in custody, counsel? I'm trying to understand whether he's at risk of timing out.
I do not have that information. Mr. Frazier, do you remember how long you've been at the Detroit Detention Center?
He came in yesterday between the hours of 3 and 4.
Okay, all right, yesterday. Okay, so what we're gonna do, DDC, I'll just hold Mr. Frazier over to the afternoon, because right now there's a $10,000 capias on him. And we're trying to get in touch with the judge to see if the judge wants to change that, given the rise in cases with the pandemic, if he wants to readdress that bond. I'll see you guys over on the female side, Mr. Frazier. If I arraign you right now, I've got to give you a $10,000 cash bond. So unless you've got $10,000 in your pocket, you're not or somebody that can post that, you wouldn't be going anywhere. So what we're doing is we're trying to get in touch with the judge to see if the judge wants to change that bond that he set before. But what that means is that I've got to put you on my afternoon docket, which I'm going to call at 2:30. Okay, so you're going to have to wait for a couple hours, but it's to your benefit unless you've got somebody that'll post $10,000 for you.
I do, but I don't know, that's a lot of money regardlessly. So I'm just going to make my calls and put my ducks in a row, and I'll be back at 2:30. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you at 2:30. Thank you. Okay, all right. DDC, I will see you guys on the female side.
Okay, Your Honor.
Thank you for your patience.
Well,
And Your Honor, we are ready on Thomas Grill.
Okay, one moment, please.
Is that for your help? Number 3 was nobody ever. That person never made contact.
Yeah, I don't think they saw. We can say thing if they show up later.
Okay, I'll close the breakout room. Good morning, ma'am. What's your name?
Good morning. My name is Brittany Kendrick.
Okay, Ms. Kendrick. This is case number 2006-189-901, People of the State of Michigan versus Brittany Siobhan Kendrick, counsel.
Judge Bashar, on behalf of the defendant, Ms. Kendrick, who waives formal reading, understands her constitutional rights and stands.
Thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Obviously, the charges here are concerning. Do you have an argument as to bond?
My client is 32 years old. She's a lifelong resident of Detroit. She is unemployed at this moment due to the pandemic. She does have her GED. She has 3 children, 13, 8, and 5. Your Honor, my Ms. Kendrick's situation right now, unfortunately, she is homeless. This is very serious, Your Honor. However, at this point, they are allegations. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond or a reasonable nominal bond, Your Honor. She understands the no contact order, Your Honor. She does have, her children. She's unemployed at this moment, so I'm respectfully asking the court for a very reasonable nominal bond.
Are Ms. Kendrick's children currently in someone else's care?
Ms. Kendrick?
My father.
Okay.
My father.
Thank you.
She did provide us with her family, her father's contact information.
All right, thank you very much. All right. The charges here are concerning. I am noting, this is charged as an AWIM, which is quite concerning. But then the weapon used is allegedly a silver kitchen knife. And so, I'm not really sure what kind of knife that would be in terms of a knife. But it involves a stabbing. And so, this is very concerning. So I'm not going to give a personal bond because I think there is a good chance of danger to the community. I'm also noting that there is a second offense notice for domestic violence in this file with respect to Ms. Kendrick. There's a second offense notice here. I'm also noting that there is a 4th habitual notice in the file of great concern to me. is the fact that just within the last 5 years, there have been 2 different cases of resisting, assaulting, obstructing a police officer, which concerns me about flight risk and community safety. And 2018, a conviction for GBH. So, you know, for all of those reasons, I'm not going to give a personal bond, and I'm likely not going to give a nominal bond. You know, it is going to be a bond that Ms. Kendrick is going to be stuck with right now until a judge has a chance to address this case. But I'm balancing flight risk with community safety at this time. $50,000 cash, $50,000 cash bond here. In addition, during the course of the bond, there is to be no contact with Demarius Royster, and that means no verbal contact, no written contact, no contact through third parties or social media, no contact whatsoever. Any attempt at contact would be considered a violation of the conditions of the bond. One moment, please. Next court date is going to be on November the 23rd of 2020 at 8:30 a.m. And that will be in front of Judge Jones. November.
Respectfully, would the court consider house arrest if she can be with her children, her father's house arrest, and
I appreciate the question, counsel. As I said, the reason I'm not doing that is the habituals, the prior convictions, and the second offense notice for domestic violence. Those things are causing me great concern that if she gets out, even on house arrest, even on a tether, that there is going to be a non-compliance with the tether, especially given previous resisting and obstructing convictions. Okay, so $50,000 cash in this case. Judge Jones on November 23rd at 8:30 a.m. Thank you. Counsel Reagan, I think that does it for you, correct? Can I go ahead and, do you want to log off?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Should I log you off? I think that concludes all your interviews. All
Okay,
right,
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, ma'am, at the DDC, Mr. Grillo, hold 1 moment, please, and I'll get to you just after I do this one. Ma'am, what is your name, please?
Hi, Tricia Stevenson.
Okay, Ms. Stevenson. This is case number 2006-173-801, People of the State of Michigan versus Tricia Stevenson, counsel. Thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I do note this is a non-assaultive offense. There is no conviction history in front of me whatsoever, assaultive or otherwise, that would cause me to believe that Ms. Stevenson is a danger to the community. Can you tell me about community ties, please?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 24 years old, lifelong resident of Michigan. She is fully home health aid, Your Honor.
All right. Given that information, I also do not see a flight risk here. For those reasons, I'm going to give a personal bond in the amount of $1,500. $1,500 personal bond. Ms. Stevenson, during the course of the bond, you cannot purchase or possess any firearms. Next court date is December the 14th. December the 14th in front of Judge King. Good luck to you getting it resolved, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Cool, man. So your first and last
name? All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Debbie Bohannon.
Okay, Ms. Bohannon, this is case number 20045255801, People of the State of Michigan versus Debbie Bohannon, counsel. Thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I do note that this is a non-assaultive offense. I do not have a prior, well, I've got something in front of me from 2018. All right. Let me go ahead and hear your arguments as to bond.
Your Honor, Ms. Bohannon is 26 years old. She's a lifelong resident of Michigan. She is employed at an automotive supplier. She did get her GED. She has a 5-year-old son who lives with her, and she's trying to get back home to to help with the Zoom virtual school right now, Your Honor. This incident appears to be from back in March and wasn't entered until July of this year, I believe, Your Honor. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. It is not assaultive. She's got family ties and community ties.
Okay, thank you. Yes, this is non-assaultive. She does have family ties, community ties, work ties. I don't think there's a flight risk here. I had a second or subsequent offense notice. I wanted to just take a quick look at that. That's from 2018, and that actually has to do with the operating while license suspended or revoked. So that also is non-assaultive and doesn't cause me a concern about community safety. So for those reasons, I am going to give a personal bond in this case. All right, personal bond in the amount of $2,000. $2,000 personal bond. Next court date is going to be December the 10th at 8:30 a.m. December 10th at 8:30 a.m. During the course of the bond, ma'am, you are not to drive without a valid driver's license, okay? You are not to drive if you do not have a valid driver's license. Next court date, December 10th, Judge Bryant, Judge Bryant, no drinking and no driving without a valid license.
Okay.
8:30 a.m., December 10th, Judge Bryant. Thank you.
Okay.
That's all we have.
Thank you so much. See you this afternoon. Thank you so much. All right, bye, guys. Okay, Mr. Grillo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very good, sir. All right, we're going to call your case. Case number 2004572-501, People of the State of Michigan versus Thomas Joseph Grillo. Counsel.
Judge Shriver, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Grillo, who is formal reading understands the constitutional rights and stands.
Thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I do note that this is a non-assaultive offense. There is nothing about the offense or any prior history, which I do not have in front of me, that would cause me to believe Mr. Grillo is a danger to the community. Can you tell me about community ties, please?
Yes, Your Honor, he's 45 years old, lives in Michigan his whole life. He has no prior criminal convictions, according to my knowledge, Your Honor. He is employed in a landscaping company. He is graduate high school, not on probation or parole, understands no contact. This is not assaultive. I respectfully ask for a personal.
Okay, thank you. As I said, there's nothing that causes me concern about community safety in terms of flight risk, nothing that concerns me there. It sounds like there are good ties to the community, both family and work-wise. And Mr. Grillo has joined us here by Zoom as we asked him to do this morning, so I will presume that he will do the same at his next court date, which is December the 10th. December the 10th, 2020. I'm giving a $1,000 personal bond, $1,000 personal bond. Next court date, December 10th, 2020, 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Bryant. Judge Bryant. Mr. Grillo, please make sure that you contact the court, either looking online or calling, to make sure you have the correct Zoom number for your next court date, your next Zoom hearing, okay?
Okay, so, all right, thank you. So I don't have a warrant out for my arrest or anything like that?
Nope, no warrant out for your arrest, sir. I gave you a personal bond. It's a $1,000 personal bond, and so you just need to make sure you show up for the next court date, and that's why I want you to make sure that you know the Zoom number. And they don't give it to me, so I don't know the Zoom number for that courtroom. But make sure you contact the court to get it, okay? So that you can get to that court date by Zoom on December 10th at 8:30 a.m. in front of Judge Bryant. You're going to need to know that. Judge Bryant when you try to get the information for the Zoom. It'll be Judge Bryant.
Yeah, I wrote all that stuff down. Bryant.
Correct. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Then,
have a good day.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Okay.
Bye. Thanks.